Today we are going to critique What We Leave Behind by Derrick, Jensen, and Eric McVeigh. This book focuses on how we interrupt the natural cycle of decay with our societal norms of overconsumption and waste, specifically how our twisted culture is killing the planet to a point of no return. He calls for his readers to reject and overthrow the system in order to respect our home, Earth. Derrick Jensen does a few things very well. His definition of sustainability, that any working definition of sustainability must emerge from and conform to a particular land base, and that all actions which do not actively help the land base are not sustainable, is a unique and profound take on sustainability. He provides unique metaphors and symbols for our behaviors and the impacts they can have on the world in which we live. His approaches to plastic and the idea of technotopian solutions are well grounded in scientific thinking. Finally, he hammers home his point about needing to destroy industrial capitalism in order for sustainability to occur magnificently, not letting his readers succumb to magical thinking, the conviction that thinking is equivalent to doing, and trying to make us take this issue personally. In convincing people to care about the environment, we must speak their language. Because Derrick Jensen is seen as radical, the 91% of Americans who do not identify as liberal Greens may feel disconnected, which significantly harms his range of impact. Derrick Jensen wants to convince people to jump on board with modern environmental movements, but his language is so aggressive that he turns away precisely the people whom he is trying to persuade. Stanford sociologists Rob Willer and Matthew Feinberg argue in their study, The Moral Roots of Environmental Attitudes, that reframing environmental discourse in different moral terms can reduce the gap between liberals and conservatives in environmental concern. Derrick Jensen touches on aspects of morality and what we leave behind, but is so radical that it may be difficult for conservative Americans to truly embrace his message. Derrick does not only alienate a broad range of individuals that already view far-left environmentalists as crazy granola nuts that believe that plants have feelings, but also other environmentalists. There are several open letters to Jensen online, as he does not accept criticism easily. He even states on his website, "I want no criticism or editorial suggestions. I cannot stress enough how unhelpful I find criticism or editorial suggestions from people I don't know. I only accept criticism or editorial suggestions from my closest friends, and then only when I ask, and the book's editors. Praise is welcome. Also, if you happen to see an incorrect fact or typo, I would appreciate learning of those. This latter is not an invitation for criticism." Thus, these open letters provide safe methods through which these revolutionaries label him as an elitist with greener-than-thou attitude that makes fun of others and refuses to acknowledge questions about the reality of his points. Not only does Jensen deliver his worldview in aggressive language, his ideas also do not have solid footings in terms of solutions to be implemented to solve environmental issues he cares about. He proposes the end of capitalism, but capitalism is so entwined with our culture that it won't budge. Even Jensen's views pass through the capitalist value funnel. He has taken to an environmentally harmful medium to preach the demise of the system he himself participates in. His actions mold to societal norms by printing books, taking planes to his meetings, and requiring monetary payments in order to join his book club. Jensen comes across as hypocritical. Thus, he calls for advocacy through means that do not match the end, falling into his own trap of magical thinking. Jensen instilling thoughts of environmental advocacy in the minds of his readers is not the same as him enacting change. Capitalism is clearly too high a hurdle to cross without some steps leading up. He attacks others based on not doing enough for the environment, demolishing even the most practical of mitigation solutions, but without providing any steps of his own. It may be that certain environmentalists are not challenging the roots of the problems they aim to solve in the most productive and efficient way possible, but their efforts are not to be overlooked. Any progress is better than none. Although Derrick Jensen has his flaws, he brings up great points surrounding our culture and the extent of the systematic structures in place that are detrimental to the environment. He emphasizes that rather than attack individuals for not being green enough, we must come together and deconstruct the systems in place that are causing the damage. In criticizing Jensen, we ourselves are participating in this horizontal hostility that is so ineffective in producing positive change. It would be unfair to discredit Jensen's positive efforts towards leading a sustainable future through his environmental activism and raising awareness. Jensen claims that horizontal hostility is justified if the target of the hostility is not actively heading in the right direction. So this begs the question, by producing this content, is Jensen doing positive things for the land base and for environmentalism in general, or is he simply thinking magically?